Chapter 3 The Monster's Story. I needed to do something different. So I decided to visit the mountains near my home. Perhaps there I could forget sad things and feel better. First, I went on my horse up to the village of Chamonix. I saw cold mountain rivers, snow on dark trees, and tall white mountains in front of me. It was beautiful, and I felt very happy. But the next day, it rained, and I felt sad once more. How could I change that? I know. I can go up Montanvert, I cried. I can look down on everything from there. So next morning, I began walking. At 12 o'clock, I was far up the mountain. There was a glacier between it and the next mountain. I walked across. Then I sat down and looked back at Montanvert and Mont Blanc behind it. Suddenly, I saw a man on the glacier. He was very big, and he moved very fast on his feet. I watched him carefully. When he came nearer, I could see him better. It was my creature. I felt ill.
Go away!
I cried.
I don't want to see you near me or my family again, you monster!
Why do you hate me?
He asked.
You made me!
What do you want from me?
I want to tell you the story of my life. Please, listen.
Never!
I cried.
Then I must kill more of your family. Do you want that?
No!
I answered.
Tell me your story. I'm listening.
Not here,
the creature said.
Come with me across the glacier. My hut, with a warm fire in it, isn't far. You can listen to me there.
Very well,
I answered. So he went back across the glacier, and I went after him. Soon we were in his little hut. I sat in front of the fire and listened, and the monster began his story.
When you first made me, I couldn't understand a thing. You looked at me with hate in your eyes and ran away. So I quickly left your rooms. I took a coat and some trousers with me. Soon I learnt about the day and night, hot and cold things, feeling hungry and thirsty, and the sun, the sky, and trees. One day, some poor people left a little fire by the road, and I found it. It was nice and warm, and I sat by it. But when I put my hand in it, I cried, because it hurt me. People were afraid of me. I soon understood. They screamed and ran from me when I walked into their villages. So I traveled by night across open country and stayed away from villages and towns. One cold winter night, I found a little house in the forest with a hut by it. I went into the hut. From there, I could see through a hole into the house, but nobody could see me. An old man, a young man, and a young woman lived in the house. They were very poor. They were often hungry. But the two young people always gave the old man the biggest dinner. I nearly cried when I saw that. From these poor people, I learnt language. The old man had one name, Father. The young woman had different names, Daughter, Sister, or Agatha. And the young man had different names, Son, Brother, or Felix. I learnt the names for fire, milk, and bread from them too. I could watch and listen to them happily for hours. They're beautiful, I thought. One day, soon after that, I saw my face in the water of a lake near the house. I hated it, because I wasn't beautiful. When spring arrived, Felix worked in the garden. He brought the first spring flowers when they came, and gave them to his sister. But his face was very sad. On Sundays, the family didn't work. The old man played his guitar, and his children listened. I learnt something more about the old man then. He was blind, but he could hear very well. One Sunday, when Felix and Agatha listened to their father's guitar, someone arrived at the door. It was a beautiful young woman in a dark dress. "Safi," smiled Felix when she came into the house. Before, Felix was sad, but now he was happy, and his sister and father were happy with him. Soon I understood something. Safi spoke a different language from the old man and his daughter. She needed to learn French, and when Felix taught her, I learnt with her. I learnt about Safi's story too. She was the daughter of a Turkish man and an Arab woman. Her mother was dead, and the French government put her father in prison for nothing. But the old man, Monsieur de Lacy, was a rich friend of the family. With his son Felix's help, Safi's father got out of prison and left France. Felix met Safi then, before she went away to school in Italy, and began to love her. But when her father was back in Turkey, the French government heard of it. They angrily took all the de Lacy's money and came after them. So the family quickly left for Germany. Poor Safi looked for them in Germany for months before, in the end, she found them.